We're talking about bullying today. And when I think about bullying, I always think about the power of words. Words are so powerful. Even in the Bible, it talks about life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when we see young people today, and how old are you, Anna?
I'm 11.
You're 11, so you're in sixth grade, right? Sixth grade, and you're so talented and smart. But here we go. Let's go back. What was the first type of bullying that you encountered, and how old were you?
The first type of bullying I encountered was, first of all, I was 10 years old, and I was in 4th grade. It was basically like verbal, like words. They were calling me mean names, like they were calling me names about my culture, like African booty scratcher and blackie, and they were calling me names that really hurt my feelings. And really words that I didn't understand, that my mom knew because she was
Right.
called those same words. And it really hurt my feelings inside because I didn't understand why my friends were doing this to me, and I didn't understand what was going on.
Right. And looking at you, we're both chocolate, and chocolate is in. Everybody think about the world. When you think about your skin color, it's beautiful. People try to tan, they spend money, all of these things just to get our color. So you know that we're beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then they say black don't crack, so you're gonna look good for a long time. But these young people, so I've worked in the education field for years, and I still deal with young people all the time. And I've noticed that hurting people hurt other people. So when they're talking about you, there's something going on within themselves, something that they don't understand, something that someone has said to them, something that someone has done to them that made them feel inferior and less of who they are. So what do? They push it off on somebody else. And this is what you have to understand because you're strong. You're strong and you're beautiful. So what you have to understand is there's some way and there's something in you that can educate them. And I want to ask you this. I always say the power of words, that words have power. What does that mean to you?
And really it means is that whatever you say to anybody else, it brings like power to them, like it makes them think about it, or like it affects them or
There it
hurts
is.
them in ways that makes them like cry or stuff.
And words do have power, right? Like if you're beautiful. I love the way you're dressed, your outfit and everything. Look at how you're smiling and glowing. But this is the power of words, people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why we have to educate people. Everybody that's watching, your kids and your friends' kids, anybody, we have to educate adults to the power of words, because how many times have you heard a parent cursing out their kid?
Many times.
Many times, right? And our culture, where we come from, it ain't nothing to hear a parent cussing out their kid. But that has an effect on the kid. Why? Because those curse words that you're saying to your kid is going to say that to somebody else because they think it's okay. It's a raise up a child the way you have them to go, and they won't depart from it. So a lot of the mannerisms that you have and the things that you do, the good things, where did you get it from? Who did you learn it from?
My mother.
Exactly. But you understand what I'm saying? So those people that are hurting you with their words, and what do you think their home life is like?
Probably like where their parents are probably like fighting all the time or cursing each other out, and then like you said, they come to school and they do the words that they're saying, stuff like that, or where like there's like fights going on. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. And let me ask you this: you're in 6th grade.
Yeah.
The first grade I ever taught was 5th grade. There is a huge difference between 5th graders and 6th graders. It's like when you went to 6th grade, did you notice the difference in yourself?
No.
You didn't? It's like, to me, they become a whole nother person. Because fifth grade, they're still, kid. And sixth grade is getting into the junior high. So now they're concerned with their hair or how they look. Oh, that boy looks cute. If I catch you around a boy, you're going to get a whooping. I said it. Nah. But what do you think was the difference? Because you first got bullied in fifth grade.
Yeah.
Right?
No, fourth grade.
Fourth grade?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go to fourth, and now you're in sixth. What was the difference between the way the kids treated you then and the way they treated you in fifth grade and now?
In fourth grade, they kind of treated me badly. Like I didn't fit in at my old school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't belong anymore. And in fifth grade, I went to a new school. And at my new school, they all treated me like I fit in, and they all made me welcomed and made me feel welcomed, and I kind of enjoyed it there because I felt more safe there than I did at my old school. Mm-hmm. And then now that I know everyone and everyone knows me,
yes,
it's like I'm just like, okay, this is good, yeah.
People are commenting. They said, "Look at you, beautiful." And then, so here we go. I want to take you back, okay? So the purpose of me having you on the show is not only to encourage you and really get you to see who you are, but I really want people to understand how what they do or what their children do, and the kids that's watching, I want them to understand how what they say and what they do, how it really makes you feel. And I'll go even deeper. Growing up, I was bullied. Okay? I was bullied. And I was embarrassed. I got bullied by a girl. Yeah, a girl. It's in my book, which I have a copy for you and Jada. I was bullied by a girl. But here's the thing, Anna. I didn't tell anybody because I was embarrassed and I was hurt. So what happened as a result of me being bullied and being hurt, I found somebody that I could overpower and that I was stronger than, and I became a bully. Remember I said, hurting people hurt other people. Because if you don't open up like you're doing now, if you don't talk to your mom or your mentor or your friends, you'll hold it in and it'll start to eat away at you, and you'll become bitter. You'll become mean. You'll become unpleasant. And it wasn't until my mom found out. And first of all, I got in trouble for doing it because she didn't raise me that way. But second of all, she told me, you can talk to me about anything. And a lot of kids feel like they can't talk to anybody. Okay? So after sharing that with you, I want you to tell me, what's one thing that just made you just, you didn't even want to go to school anymore. You were just tired of it. Like, what's something that happened to you? And I'm just going back and I want you to share it with me and share it with everybody, if that's okay.
One thing that happened to me, as I said, they were calling me names. But also another thing is that they were pushing me around, and then they were calling me, like, they were saying bad words to me, and then they were purposely tripping me, trying to hurt me. And after they were trying to hurt me, I was the most quietest girl ever. Like, I'm always a talkative girl, but then after that, I was just quiet. And then my mom and my teacher didn't understand what was going on with me because I was just like this quiet girl, always shy now. I was shy. And my grades started to dip. I went from A's to D's.
Wow.
And my teacher didn't understand why I was going from A's to D's because I was one of her like brightest students in the classroom. And my mom didn't understand either. And every night when I was doing my homework, I just couldn't concentrate. And it was really easy for me, but I just couldn't do it because I had so much in my mind.
Yeah, it was like a block.
Yeah. And then I couldn't do it. I was also always asking my mom for help. But even though my mom knew I could do it, I just couldn't do it.
Right.
And then later on, like this happened for like a few months, they kept trying to do the same thing over and over again to me. And I became more quiet and more quiet and more quiet. And then finally, I had a breakdown in front of my mom. I just couldn't take it anymore. And I told my mom what was going on, and we both had a breakdown together. And she understood why my grades were dipping. She understood why I wasn't talking to her as much. And then she told my teacher, and then my teacher was like, because, you know, some people don't trust their teachers.
Right.
And then my teacher was just like, why didn't you tell me? You're with me every day. I'm just like, well, I don't trust you enough. And she just didn't understand that, because she was just like, well, I'm your teacher. And then the principal and the vice principal were asking me the same questions. Why didn't you come to us? You're with the school. It's happening at school. Why didn't you come to us? And then I keep telling them, because you guys haven't gave me a reason to trust you.
Right.
Like, you've shown it clearly to me that you don't do anything about this situation.
Right, I see. Right.
And yeah, it was like a long experience. There was like some ups and downs during the experience, but when I was holding in my experience, I felt more pain.
Right.
But then when I released it, I felt less pain, and then I felt relieved.
I feel you, and I get, because I've been working with the youth for, oh my God, I've been working with kids since I was a kid, and I've been working with kids professionally for 25 years, and I understand, and I think that's the reason why when I work in education, kids, they flock to me and they take to me, is because I understand and I know, but I take the time to get to know you. And that's the difference. It's like when I met you. It was like when I met Jada. It's like y'all my daughters. You know what I mean? And I embrace you. But people have to understand that's called love. Real love. And when you feel that and you get that, you're more likely to open up. That's why the first person you opened up to was your mom. Because you knew she loved you. Or you know she loves you. And I just want to commend you for being brave and strong and beautiful. I mean, you're 11 years old. You're so articulate and well-spoken. And so we got past that. You told people who you are and what you've gone through. Now let's go to a bright note, a really bright note. You wrote a movie. Did you direct it?
Yes.
You wrote and directed a movie. I put the trailer up on my Facebook. So it's called Made in His Image. Made in His Image is the movie that she wrote and directed, everybody. And it looks gorgeous. You know, your first movie as a 10-year-old or 11-year-old looks better than some of our first movie as adults. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to get it right next time. I got to get a better camera. I got to get a better sound. You know, but it was awesome. What prompted you, or what drove you to make this film? First of all, to write it, the story.
Really what motivated me to write it was after I was bullied and I opened up, I just started to write it in my journal and be like, I was just going to write it. I wanted to make it a film, but I wasn't sure about it. And then after I had an acting session with Miss Josie, I saw this book on her shelf called Dark Girls by Mr. Bill Duke.
I know Dark Girls.
And I was just like, what is this book? And she's like, oh my gosh, Anna, you have to read it. It's such a good book. And then after 30 minutes of reading it, I just couldn't put the book down because I couldn't believe that I wasn't the only one going through this.
Right.
Like, I couldn't believe the people of my skin color were going through the same thing and that I wasn't alone. And then because of that book, I really wanted to make my script into a film. And that's what really motivated me. And then after revising the script and then finally choosing the final draft, Miss Josie got me to meet the one and only Mr. Bill Duke in person.
Oh, you met Bill?